everyone, what is going on, and welcome back to today's video. In today's video we're going to be going over the best solo queue operators you can bring when you are solo queuing in Rainbow Six Siege. Now obviously if you clicked on this video you have been tasked with the horrible thing of solo queuing, and you're just looking for some tips to try and get better operators and better picks so you can benefit your team the most. And that is definitely what I'm here to help you with, and I definitely think I can provide good intel into what you should pick and who you should bring in terms of solo queuing. But don't get me wrong, this will not make you carry the team just by playing an operator. You still have to have a significant skill level if you want to frag out. And fragging out should be the main thing you are trying to get when you're solo queuing, because you obviously have no lack of communication with your team. Especially if you're on console when you're not even going to be able to talk to your team whatsoever. And on PC, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people have mics and talk through game chat. But on console, there is barely any communication at all, and you're in it on your own. Now before we jump into this video, I just want to outline that there are two links in the description. One is to my second channel and one is to my Twitch channel. If you're interested in checking either of those out, make sure to go check out the description down below. And other than that, let's get into it. So for these operators, I'm going to be outlining 5 attackers and 5 defenders that are best for solo queuing. They're not going to be in any specific order at all. It's just 10 operators that I believe are good for you guys to play while you're solo queuing and why they're good for solo queuing. So we're going to be starting off with attackers, and the first operator that I'm going to be bringing to you is Nomad. Nomad has damage and support flexibility, and she definitely just brings a wide range of utility to the team that will definitely help you out when you are solo queuing. The main thing that will help you out is the power of her weapons. The AK and the ARX are both good weapons, the AK with the more magazine size and the ARX with the more damage side. But either of these weapons will work. This is not an operator guide, so I'm not going to be telling you which gun you should bring. It's really just personal preference. But I think the thing that makes Nomad a great solo queue operator is her fragging capabilities along with her support. Because obviously her gadget is anti-plant, anti-flank, it's basically anti-any rotations, and this can really come in handy when you're solo queuing, especially if you're pushing an angle on your own, and she can help support you from behind on flanks. With the lack of communication, there's going to be no callouts, and Nomad covering your flanks for you is just going to help you in the long run, because they're either going to hit the Nomad or they're going to shoot the Nomad, which is going to give them away either way. And that's what makes Nomad a great solo queuing operator in my opinion. The second operator on the attacking side of this list is going to be Hibana. I personally believe Hibana is still a great operator without teammate support. Yes, you do kind of need a Thatcher to get Hibanas in on some objectives, but majority of the time, if there's a Cade, you can shoot the Cade, and especially if you're playing hatches with Hibana, which is the recommended way to play her. If you're trying to play walls, you should definitely bring a Thermite instead, who I wouldn't recommend as a solo queuing operator just because of the sheer communication levels you need to pull off a Thermite on majority of walls if there is a somewhat decent enemy team. And that's why I suggest Hibana is more of a solo queuing side operator. She has the ability to hard breach if the other team is not collective, and she also has the ability to frag with her great weapons, which includes the Type 89 and the Bearing 9. Both of these weapons are very hard hitting, and the only problem is the mag size, but honestly, this weapon isn't hard to control at all. Majority of console and PC players could probably control this with ease after a little bit of practice, and this thing just hits completely hard, which will cover your fragging capabilities, which is what you should be aiming for when you're solo queuing. And the ability side will cover your breaches if necessary, hatch play and all that, to also bring support to your team, which gives you an all-round flexible approach to the situation and will make you a beneficial solo queuing player. The next operator I believe is great for solo queuing is Capitao. Capitao's 2 weapons, the Para 308, M249, are both a really good LMG and assault rifle, and both of them have complete fragging capabilities, along with Capitao bringing 3 speed to the team, which can make you a complete fragger if you choose to play like that. This can completely cover solo queuing on its own, and just to also cover, he has the ability to smoke objectives, and smoking, I feel like you can work out a smoke plant with your team without being in communication. Like majority of the time, if you put some smokes down, your team will have the big brain to rotate in and maybe push or get a plant down. Either way it works, and also you have the incendiary arrows, which are going to give you anti-flank and anti-hold, I guess, if you can shoot it in the right spot, which is just going to benefit you completely, and it's going to pick up your solo queue game because it's going to give you potentially more frags and potentially more wins because you can get plants down. Capitao is mainly just a secure the plant operator because he has anti-flanks and he has vision impairment stuff, so he definitely can help you out in that sense, and unless there's a warden on the team, which is very unlikely, I believe Capitao can definitely benefit in support and fragging capabilities in his solo queuing role, so that's why I recommend you guys should play Capitao. Now my plan was to include one solo fragger in here for the people who want to solo queue and just rush, and because they think they have the gun skill, and my choice for that would definitely be Zofia. I honestly believe Zofia is the best fragger in the game. She has a great weapon, she has a great ability, she is basically just an improved Ash. Her gun has less recoil, it has an ACOG, which Ash kind of lost. The G3, it's not as good as the R4C, we all know that. And yeah, Zofia is just I feel like she's a primary version of Ashe in the current meta, and I think she definitely puts herself up there in the fragging capabilities, which makes her a great fragging solo queue. Bringing Zofia to the team is mainly the one goal of fragging. She doesn't really have any other goals. I mean, her ability is just to open walls and to concuss people, and normally when you concuss someone, you plan to push them. I believe Zofia is definitely the #1 pick for if you would like to frag when you are solo queuing, and if you believe you're in a lobby you're not meant to be in and you can take them, you're playing a good game even, play Zofia just to get those easy kills, because her gun will do all the work for you, and you just have to hit your shots and this thing will just destroy them. Capitão's kind of in the same boat as this. He has a great weapon as well, but his ability kind of also mixes with it. Zofia's ability is just mainly focused on you. It doesn't really benefit the team at all. And I mean, when you're solo queuing, it doesn't really matter if you're benefiting the team or not. If you would like to frag as a solo queuer, I feel like Zofia is definitely your best bet. And coming in at number 5 on this list of attackers, we have Jackal. I believe Jackal is a good solo queuing operator because he brings to the team support that you don't need communication for, which is tracking. If you track someone, it's going to give a live ping to the whole of your team of where this enemy is, which can definitely support your team even if you are solo queuing. And he also has the single-handed capabilities to frag with his weapons. And this makes Jackal a really good flex operator, and he can definitely pick up for both teams and kills if you are solo queuing. And he's just a good all-around operator. There's a reason he gets banned so much. So if Jackal isn't banned, he's honestly one of the best solo queue operators you can bring, because he can still support the team even without being in communication with them, along with fragging with his great weapons. And that is going to be the attacker side of this video. And now we're going to jump into the top 5 best defenders to bring when you are solo queuing. So starting off with the first defender that I would recommend for you guys to play when you are solo queuing, I'm going to say Smoke. Smoke has all-around capabilities of fragging and support, as I've said in most of these operators, because that is the type of operator you should be playing when you are solo queuing. You should be fragging along with support. That is what's going to make up the benefit of your team if you are solo queuing. And I believe Smoke brings both of these things to the team with the powerful weapons he has on his arsenal. The FMG is not your best weapon, I understand that, but if you would like to play more rotation and support, he has the shotgun, especially if you're choosing to anchor, and then he has the SMG-11 sidearm to make up for bringing that shotgun. And you can just play complete anchor or roam. I don't suggest roaming with Smoke, but it's possible if you would really want to. But if you're playing Smoke, you should definitely be focusing on an anchor hold because of his ability. The smoke grenade will completely counter a majority of plants and pushes, just because you can't really push. If you push through that, you're going to take a severe amount of damage, and you're definitely going to be exposing yourself because you have to sprint through it. And you're not going to be shooting your gun because you're obviously not going to crouch walk through a smoke grenade because it's just going to kill you. And I think that's what makes Smoke a great anchor, and that's what makes him a great solo queuing operator, because you can cover plants and doors on your own, because the smoke and you paired up together is an easy counter to basically any player you come up against. And that's what makes Smoke such a great solo queuing operator, and especially if you would like to benefit the team as well, you can bring that shotgun for rotations to save impacts. Now, our next great solo queuing operator to bring on defense is going to be Lesion. The thing that makes Lesion such a viable operator is the fact that when someone gets goo-mined, no matter what, they have to take it out. And you can hear it pretty clearly from basically anywhere, even if you are not the Lesion. So I believe that Lesion makes such a good solo queuing operator because it will benefit your team in bringing these goo mines, and it will make them maybe get an easier frag if they're around the area. And it will also benefit you because obviously you can utilize your goo mines as well, along with bringing the good weapon that Lesion has access to, and impact grenades as well to also benefit your team while you're solo queuing. You'll notice that I'm trying to focus on benefiting the team while you're solo queuing, because even though you are solo queuing, you should be trying to contribute to the team while you are doing that, because that will definitely help you benefit getting wins. If you're playing completely individually, I mean, that's good for your stats, but is it good for the win? You never know what type of teammates you're going to get when you're solo queuing, and that's just why I'm suggesting you try and play flexible operators that are can either support the team even without communication, or can frag as well. But Lesion having access to this great weapon and the ability is definitely going to benefit both sides of the team, in your side and the rest of the team's side, and it might even clutch up in a late game situation if someone's trying to plant and they hit a goo mine and they can't plant. So Lesion's just kind of just an annoyance that can be really useful when you're solo queuing. It will lower the health of the people you're coming up against, it will disadvantage them when the people they're coming up against, and it will benefit you and the team. Now the next operator I have on this list is going to be Mozzie. Mozzie's weapons alone make him pretty much a fragging operator, and he's also a 3-speed, which also pairs up with that as well really well. But the fact that Mozzie has basically 2 guns that have absolutely no recoil, and also has the ability to take 3 drones from the enemy team and provide intel to your team, just makes him an all-around great pick when you are solo queuing, because it's also, again, another flexible operator that you can pair up with fragging and support. Getting these drones can bring a new level of intel to the team that you didn't have before, because obviously you can get them around. The only person that would match this type of intel would maybe be Valkyrie or Maestro. And along with that, Mozzie just has two great weapons that can definitely help you out. Obviously, with the loss of the Super Shot, he has lost a little bit of power in rotations. But he still has access to Intel, which could lead to Nitro Cell kills from below because it's paired with Intel and a C4. It can lead to frags because of his Commando and P10 Roni that are both powerful guns that have little to no recoil on either of them. And they just mow through enemies, which can make you fragging capabilities. And just all around a good operator to pick, especially with that 3 speed. It will make you a good fragger, especially if you would like to roam and frag on defense, if that's what you like to do. He's definitely another flexible operator, which has obviously been majority of the operators on this list on attack and defense. And I just recommend you bring Mozzie because he just brings a lot of utility to the team, along with a lot of power. Now again, like I did with Zofia last time, if you are looking for a fragging operator to play when you are solo queuing, I recommend Jaeger. If you would like to roam around and be an aggressive motherfucker and just shoot everyone, that's understandable. Even with Jaeger being 2-speed, it is still very possible to roam, and I know a lot of people are still doing it, so definitely don't rule that out. But I think the fact that Jaeger can put down all of his ADSs before the round even starts, which can bring utility to your team, especially in pushes if you are not there, and then you can just leave and roam and do whatever you want, and your ability still being useful back on site, that's what makes him a good pick to roam. Because you're still bringing utility to the team along with doing your fragging capabilities offside as well and contributing to the roam and obviously maybe getting kills and helping your team out in the long-term game. And that's why I believe Jaeger was always such a picked operator, and it's because he has the capabilities to just put down his sights, puts down his reinforcements, put down his ADS, and then he's done. He can leave the side, and if he dies, he's still being useful even with death because of his ADSs and reinforcements that are contributing to the team. That's why I believe Jaeger is still one of the most picked operators in the game. He won't drop. He's still one of the greatest operators in the game. And you definitely, if you would like to play a fragging operator on defense, play Jaeger. And coming off what I just said about the roaming, if you would like to do something like that but have more of an anchoring type operator, I recommend you play Rook. I believe Rook can be a great solo queue operator because of the fact that you put your Rook armor down within the first 5 seconds of the game, and that's your ability done. You're off to do whatever you want. This is why I always recommend Rook if you choose to spawn peek with the MP5 over Doc, because Doc's ability doesn't come in handy until mid-game. Rook's ability is over within the first 5 seconds, so that's why I believe if you spawn peek you should play Rook. Just a future tip for you guys if you haven't heard me say that already. And I think Rook should be played as an anchoring operator, but obviously we all know he has potential to spawn peek with that MP5 ACOG that can be very useful. I believe Rook is one of the better solo queuing operators because, again, like Jaeger, he gets his ability out of the way before the round starts, which means it gives you capabilities to do whatever you want with the round and focus on your solo play, which is what is the point of solo queuing, especially if you don't have communication at all with your team. I believe this is the best play you can do with Rook, and I think he's just an all-around good operator, even if you're playing with a team. And that is going to be my 5 operators on attack and defense that I think you guys should solo queue with. If you guys think I left anyone out, put it in the comment section below, and if I agree with you, I'll like it. And if we like the comments down in the comment section, then they'll move up, and then the operators I missed will be high in the comment section. So just make sure to comment down below if you disagree or you think I missed anyone. I'm completely understandable of that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something from these tips, and I hope you guys can win more solo queuing games from these tips. But obviously, don't expect to just become a god because you're playing someone useful when you're solo queuing. There are still a lot of things you have to learn, and I will have a solo queue tips video coming out soon. Again, the links in the description to my second channel and my Twitch channel are there. If you are interested in either of those, make sure to go check those out. Make sure to drop a like on this video and a subscription. It would really support my channel. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Control.